Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode. We are booking the fallout of Extreme Rules, so it's Monday Night Raw. We're still following the Yes movement, which is the Yes mod in TEW 2020. So, with that, let's get into it. We start off Monday Night Raw. On the pre show, we have Drew McIntyre defeating Fandango and Justin Gabriel. That gets a 50 rating, which is actually really good for these guys. Um, Fandango, I think, has got 38 popularity. Drew's got 35, and Gabriel has got around 30 off the top of my head. So 50 is really good. Let's move on. Um, Gimmick change. Oh, here we go. It's a 50-50 shot, and it's a very good rating. Um, Drew McIntyre has debuted his Scottish psychopath gimmick, pretty similar to a modern day Drew, but a heel version. So I've got some plans for Drew coming up over the next few shows. Just getting him to grips on the pre-show to get his character across. If this was real life booking, but I just wanted to see how he'd get on. The Funkadactyls, which is Naomi and Cameron, in a match with Tamina and Alicia Fox, and Tamina picks up the win over Cameron with a Superfly splash. Gets a 37. Again, that's slightly higher than their popularity and probably skill levels. So that's okay, I suppose. We have a 10-man battle royal. Jack Swagger getting the victory here, just getting some guys on the show who don't normally get matches on Raw. I do a battle royal every now and then just to try and keep everyone happy. So we start the show with CM Punk calling out Paul Heyman. This is similar to how they started their feud in real life. Obviously, Heyman chucked in the towel and caught on the I Quit match at Extreme Rules, causing CM Punk to lose. And then Brock Lesnar attacked CM Punk. So Punk calls him out. He talks about them being friends for a long time. And Heyman's always done well by him. They've been friends for a long time. He's never given him any cause of concern, but he has stabbed a lot of people in the back. So he basically asked Paul, has he screwed him? Has he been naive and whatnot? And did he send Brock Lesnar after him? And Heyman waffles on, saying that like people always wanted him to fire CM Punk back in the day, back in 2005. That they are great friends, and he still wants to be in his corner and whatnot. And CM Punk doesn't buy it, and Heyman starts to cower off, and he hits him with a GTS, and he tells him that when Brock Lesnar comes back, he wants to face him. But for now, maybe while he focuses on the WWE title, that might be a prize Brock Lesnar um, would want to come after. So that's the start. The show gets a 92. Really good start. The first match, again, I've explained my booking before. I always have about, on Raw, because it's a 3 hours, I always have about 3 or 4 matches to try and steal the show to get that better rating. So I get some good wrestling on the show, and then I bring the crowd down with a storyline match and a regular match to try and build them back up. So it's like a peaks and troughs kind of show. It's like a roller coaster; it goes up and down. It usually works well for me. So if you struggle to get decent ratings, it's something you can try. Or if you get really good ratings a different way, put it in the comments, because hopefully these videos are all for people who either enjoy diaries and stories or want to learn how to play the game better. So an 82 is a good start to the show. And great news, Cena and Antonio Cesaro have good chemistry. So that's a really good. I think they did in real life when they had a match. I would say they had great chemistry. They brought the best out of each other. So in '82, really pleased with that. In the next segment, uh, again we have Daniel Bryan, who's approached by Kane. Daniel Bryan looks ready to fight, but Kane sort of, it doesn't look like the sort of demon trance that he'd been in, and he was saying he wasn't himself. He just lost it because they lost the tag titles. He goes on to explain, like, when he's with Daniel, he feels more human and whatnot. And like all of I can't remember what the doctor segments they used to have and stuff, and how they got through that together and whatnot. They end up hugging and invoke their rematch clause for SmackDown, so a bit of pre-booking there, which we'll do after the show. They're going to invoke their tag titles. Obviously, if you watched Extreme Rules, you know I turned Kane heel. So again, this is like more mind games from Kane here. Daniel Bryan trusting his friend. It gets an 84. I do have some guys who I don't normally use a lot on this show, so some of the matches may be a slightly lower, which I'm not concerned about, because as long as I have my 3 good matches and my 3 top angles, then the rest of the show can be pretty filler. So this gets a 57. Ryback and Mark Henry, who have formed like a dominant bullying type of team, get the win over Evan Bourne and Sin Cara here. Ryback getting the win with a shell shot. Mark Henry was off his game in this match. 57 though, it's obviously not good for Henry and Ryback because their popularity is higher. But Evan Bourne and Sin Cara, hopefully it might give them a slight boost. We'll see later. After that, I haven't used Big E at all. He was with Ziggler and AJ. The reasons I didn't before now, he's still NXT champion, so I haven't called him up yet. I'm just going to start using him sparingly. And AJ was heel still, so until she turned face, they just sort of went a bit distant. But they're talking about like recent times and how they're both champions now. Well, all 3 of them are champions. Sorry, he's still NXT champion in the save. Anyway, they're approached by Del Rio, who just wants to let Ziggler know that he's going to beat Sheamus for the #1 contendership on SmackDown, and then he's going to rip Dolph's arm off at the next opportunity. So that gets a 71. I would have hoped for a bit more, but I guess with Big E in there and Ricardo, their popularity aren't the best. So getting these guys exposure on the show is good. Hopefully, the more they're on there, the better their popularity will get. Ooh, yeah, this match bombed worse than I thought it would. I hope this hasn't affected any of the storylines. I don't think it has. They're all in different sections, so we should be okay. But a 49, this may affect the end of my show, the main event, if the other matches can't get it back up there, but we'll see. That was Big E. I think Big E got the win in that. I'll have to go back and check, but I'm sure off the top of my head I'd book Big E to win. So the next angle, Alicia tricks Caitlyn. She comes like, hurry, you've got to come and help. You're not going to believe what's happened. Obviously, AJ is still in the ring at this time. And then Team Bella, well, the Bella twins attack Caitlyn, and Alicia Fox helps them. They announce that they formed Team Bella, and Alicia Fox has joined them. And then they walk off and leave her there. And AJ comes in at the end of the scene to check on Caitlyn, having obviously just seen what's happened. That gets a 60, which is getting closer to the sort of 65 we'd want from a women's storyline. Obviously, bringing Alicia Fox in this storyline, and obviously I want to team someone with Caitlyn and AJ, who's already on the cards, to try and lift them up a bit. That is the hope anyway. Because the more people, more female wrestlers that can get more popular, the better the division will be. And obviously, we know we've got NXT, we've got Charlotte and Bailey, Sasha, and Becky. So build these up, and so when those four come up, we can build their popularity up, and we'll have a really strong women's division. Notice how I say women's and not divas, but that's what we're building to. From a rematch, this was also pre-booked. We have the rematch from Extreme Rules. Sheamus getting the win again. This was another steal the show. It may have got higher, but the two previous matches have obviously been low ratings. So 73 is still good, though. Obviously, the storylines heat we have to keep over a 65. So decent match there. Sheamus getting another win, and he obviously is going to face Del Rio on SmackDown to see who'll face Dolph Ziggler at Payback. So Sheamus was doing a promo afterwards, and Ricardo come out, but it was just a distraction technique, so Del Rio could lock on the arm breaker to soften Sheamus up for SmackDown. I need to turn him heel. Yeah, it worked. Brilliant. That was the whole point of this segment. Is Ricardo was still a face, so it was kind of affecting Del Rio, possibly giving it a negative impact in the matches that he was in. So obviously he doesn't work well with a script, but it's going to probably. I don't use him that much in angles anyway. He's just sort of there. But yeah, that means my WWE Championship contenders has lost heat. Hopefully we can get that back up. Again, another low-rated match. Just trying to get some guys on the show who don't normally get on. The Shield picked up a victory over Ezekiel, Jackson, and Tons of Funk. Seth Rollins getting the pin there. It's a 55. Backstage, we see Mark Henry and Ryback approaching the Big Show. We can't really hear what they're saying, but Big Show appears to be liking what he's hearing, and they all walk off together. So we could have a new faction here. That's a 72 rating, so that's okay, I guess. Legacy pick up a win against the Usos in a babyface encounter. Again, wasn't expecting much from this. The Usos are like 38 in popularity. Ted DiBiase's at 45, Cody's at 55, so I suppose that's a decent rating. Hopefully we'll see some popularity increases. We have The Miz, Wade Barrett, and Kofi Kingston all backstage talking about how they want to face Dean Ambrose for the title, all arguing on who cost two and whatnot in the Fatal 4-Way at Extreme Rules. And Stephanie McMahon comes up and makes a #1 contendership match on SmackDown to see who will face Dean Ambrose at Payback. That gets a 73. They also have been building up the tag match, which is coming up next. Dean Ambrose doing double duty tonight. He is also in this tag match, which wasn't an oversight. I wanted him to. I wanted this tag match to happen, but I also wanted the shit because I'm not really because now they've all got titles, so tag titles. I haven't really planned for them to be in 6-man action a lot, and they should be because they're stronger as a unit. That's the whole point of the Shield. So I did mean to book these two separate matches. This gets a 70. which is really good, and it boosts the Intercontinental Championship storyline. This is good. You can see the ratings are starting to pick up for our main event. Hopefully, we can get a good showing. It's CM Punk and Orton for the #1 contendership for the WWE title. Both men won at the pay per view, so they were put in this match. I was going to have Sheamus in there as well, but I wanted him to be involved in the World Heavyweight Championship storyline until I think at Money in the Bank I'm going to have whoever the champion, WWE champion, and whoever the World Heavyweight champion is, I'm going to have them like face each other to unify the titles. I'm sick of having too many titles. But that gets an 82. Basically, Jericho, Orton was getting ready for his match. Jericho comes up and tells him that he's going to be facing him next week in a rematch from Extreme Rules. Orton obviously was preparing for CM Punk. Is furious that he's going to have to face Jericho next week on Raw. So that's kind of disrupted his psyche going into this match, and Jericho is obviously really happy about that. It gets an 80 rating, which is okay. It could have been higher, but I guess my need to try and get some of the lower card guys more popularity has kind of affected the show. Overall rating should still be pretty good though. So an 80 isn't too bad. I still haven't turned CM Punk face. I was meant to at the pay per view, so I'll have to do that. Probably should have done it when he GTS'd Heyman. That gets an 80 rating. Wow, so this was pretty much a heel versus heel match as well. I haven't set him to turn face in this either. Oh well, we've got some big stuff coming up with Cena and Punk. Obviously, they're going to face at Payback now. After the match, Punk is celebrating. He's going to get his shot at Cena one-on-one without Heyman getting involved. Punk and Cena exchange words and have a stare down to end the show. Cena raises the title. Gets a 92, so good end into the show. We get an 83, which is still great. I believe our last SmackDown was an 84. So to say we had a lot of lower carders or guys with low popularity on the show, still quite a success. Obviously, when you're booking shows, as long as you have like the way I have it, I like the layout of the show to have the three good matches and the three good angles, rather than it all be made on the main event. So that's why I have on Raw, because it's 3 hours, 3 to 4 matches at 15 minutes long to try and get the maximum quality of the match. Because it says the matches have to be 15-minute long to get world class scores. I could probably make them longer than that, but most of the guys' stamina aren't too great on the database, so you just work with what you've got. And then yeah, you get your top guys in angles. So yeah, overall pleased with that. So let's get back to the office and see what the damage is. And we're back. So let's go and see what's been happening. Oh, Pat Patterson's retired. Oh, so that's one of my best road agents. That's a shame. So I have been trying to recruit some more mid to upper mid carders. MVPs coming in. As you can see, we're looking at John Morrison, Shelton Benjamin, RVD, and Matt Striker's already on board, but I'm trying to get him to stay on longer as a commentator. So Pat Patterson's leaving in 1 month. Heath Slater is now a comedy wrestler. AJ is now classified as an entertainer. Ron Simmons thinks we should get rid of Ryback. So does Steve Lombardi. Jimmy Uso is building a clique with Naomi and Roman Reigns. Wow. No Jey Uso in that though. So we have the. That's funny. We have the bloodline developing in 2013. I love this game. Drug test fees as usual. The figures I've got an 8.44, which is 6.3 million, 6.5 million viewers. I always forget to do this. So Ryback, Del Rio, Henry, and Ambrose. Yeah, I should rest these guys. They're probably going to get injured, but I think I've pre-booked most of them for SmackDown. So Orcs. Let's have a quick look at storylines. So we're up to 56 for the Divas. That's never going to get anywhere near. Obviously, I'm going to move Alicia Fox, and yeah, it's going to be Natalia. There's no point keeping spoilers from you. It's not like that type of diary. The odd thing I'll keep a surprise, but mostly I'll kind of tell you what my ideas are and build towards them. So yeah, Natalia's probably going to be the one, teaming with Caitlyn and AJ. Trying to get Natalia and Alicia more popularity. Ooh, we're just hanging in there with the Intercontinental title storyline. That Ryback and Mark Henry, they're probably going to leave the storyline anyway. Um, After this show, I tied up a lot of loose ends, so that I'm going to change the storylines for SmackDown. Maybe it's after SmackDown. No, I'm going to do it for SmackDown actually, because yeah, that'll make sense. Um, we have 51. I haven't really done anything with these ones, so they were just on there to give guys, so I knew which guys were grouped together. Um, the Legends storyline is doing well, 89. Obviously, Brock's probably not going to be seen again till SummerSlam, where he's going to probably have a match with Punk. Taker, they didn't. I checked when they used it. I don't think he was back till Mania, where he's obviously gonna. I'm probably gonna have him face Brock and just have it as it was. Most people didn't like that, but I liked the way they did that with Brock going forward. Triple H is obviously going to morph into the Authority, Triple H soon, so he's going to have a rest for a bit, and yeah, so this one will probably get changed pretty soon. And the unified tag team titles is up to 78. Pretty much Brian and Kane really helped this out, but that's coming to an end, so we're going to have to be moving people about, like I said. The unified tag team contenders, again, that's just the rest of our tag teams. The WWE title's still really popular, and we're just hanging in there. Ricardo really brought that storyline down a bit, didn't he? But I needed to turn him heel, so it needed to be done. So those all need revamping for the next SmackDown. Let's have a quick look through. See popularity. So AJ is at 54. I don't think she has changed. She's gone up one. That's possibly from a win she had over one of the Bellas. Del Rio's 71, 72. He's gone up a little bit. Alicia Fox, I don't think she'll have improved because that's her first. Yeah, 28 still. Hopefully she'll be seen more and more with the Bellas, and that'll rub off, and she'll get more popularity. Cesaro's stuck at 50. I don't know if it's because of his gimmick that we changed and it got a poor, but he's just had an 82 rated match with John Cena, and it still hasn't budged. Hope he isn't popularity capped at 50 because that would suck. Let's just change it to wrestlers. Big Show dipped to 69. Yeah, he lost to Sheamus again. So, yeah, it was bound to happen. But we've got different plans for Big Show going forward now. Brie is at 47. She was at 50 at the start, but she has lost, putting Caitlyn over, and probably AJ off the top of my head. Brock's at 85. There's a little bit of 86 in there as well. So he was improving. Broadus is at 35. He hasn't changed. Cameron's still at 20. Jericho, I think he got up to 79. He's dropped to 77. He's lost to Orton. Extreme Rules. Christian's been injured. Punk's 82, 81. He was at 83, but obviously lost to Cena at the pay per view. I thought that win over Orton would have helped, but I guess not. 55. Cody Rhodes. CM Punk being at 82 rated, he's still going to get great match ratings, and he's still going to get really high ratings in angles. So it's not really a worry, but it'd be nice to get that up to the 85 plus mark for the match with Cena. Rhodes hasn't changed. Hawkins hasn't changed. Sandow hasn't. Daniel Bryan, I think he's dipped because of he's probably, yeah, they're going to lose again in the tag titles rematch, but that'll be more of an angle. But again, this is all to get the Shield more over. Ambrose is up to 63, 64 now. Ziggler's up to 75, which is great. Drew's up to 30, 35. He's still the same. Has he got a 36 in there? Yeah. New England. So he might, from that pre-show, he may have just got a little boost there from that win in the pre-show. Epico's gone down to 34. He was at 35. But I think that's possibly because Big E beat them. So they'll have lost popularity there. Evan Bourne's still at 40. Zeke's still at 20. Fandango lost, yeah, that bit of popularity in New England, so that's probably where Drew got it from. He's still the same. Hunico's still the same. Swagger's gone up one in a few areas, but I think that was when he had that match with Cena. And the Usos are still at 38. Ginger's still at 20. Cena's up to 85, which is great. They haven't changed. Caitlin's still at 45. Did she start at 40 though? I can't remember now. Yeah, she did, yeah. So she's on the up still. Kane's still around the 62, 63 mark. He was at 70, but obviously he's lost in a few matches to the Shield. He did get a win over Roman though. Kofi's up to 56 with that win in the tag match, which is great. He beat Hayden Barrett. I can't remember. I think Ambrose was at 65 actually. I won't be able to check that because he did start at 55. So him losing a little bit and Kofi gaining it isn't bad. I view they should be around the 60 to 65 mark to be in the Intercontinental title picture. possibly a bit higher if I wanted to bring someone else in to build people, get people over. But this is great, getting Kofi more popularity, and then we can bring someone else into the fold, like a Drew McIntyre, and build him up too. Um, you just keep recycling, building people up, getting them to that level. Obviously, bringing in MVP and RVD and guys like that can help also bring other guys up. So, yeah, building our roster up. Layla's still at 42. Henry's still at 65. We've got MVP in now. He can go on the mic, which is great. Naomi still hasn't budged. Natalia hasn't really either. Nikki dropped, I think, a point. She's at 54. Primo is still the same, so it was Epico took that loss. Orton's up to 83, even with a loss. He was at 76. Did I have him lose to CM Punk? I know, I had him beat him. He was meant to be Punk, that one. Wow. So, the booking curse strikes again. That's twice I've done that. So, Randy Orton, you should always double check everything, guys, because that is a massive mistake on my behalf there. So I've had Orton win the match, but CM Punk celebrating at the end of the show. Obviously, there's nothing I could do now. So I'm just going to pretend like that didn't happen, even though the match history says that Randy Orton defeated CM Punk. Because there's nothing else I can do. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure it. I'll have to figure something out. We had Rey Mysterio. He's been injured. Roman Reigns is up to 65. He was at 55 or 50. I can't remember, but he's come up loads. It's great. Ryback is up to 62. Although I'm getting loads of people saying I should fire him. Seth's up to 70, which is great. Sheamus is at 71. DiBiase hasn't changed. The Miz is down to 69. He was at 70. Barrett's at 63, 64. He's still higher than when he started, which so we're just helping build Kofi up to get to that same level. And Zack Ryder's at 52. So wow, what a mistake there. Obviously, I'm trying to rush this video out because I've got to go to work, and I've just messed up on the because I pre-booked it as well. So yeah, that's a nightmare. That's one for me to figure out how I'm going to get around that anyway. Because as you can see, I had Randy Orton defeat Punk, which it should have been Punk defeating Orton, and then Punk and Cena exchange words at the end. So at the moment we've got Randy Orton now. I'm gonna have to change. I'm gonna have to change everything pretty much. So Orton won, and then left, and then Cena come out to confront Punk, who I can't even say that Paul Heyman interviewed because he didn't. And they exchanged words and had a stare down at the end still. So Orton's #1 contender, but Punk and Cena still had a face off. Possibly we can change it so that Cena had a bit of sympathy for Punk because he was screwed out of the title by Heyman, but he's lost his #1 contendership. He's obviously over focused on Brock Lesnar, but we'll have to. I can't have Cena versus Orton. Probably gonna have to do a fatal four way and somehow get Punk and Jericho into that. But that's hey guys, you've got to you've got to roll with the punches, and that's my bad. So that's what I think I'm gonna have to do. Orton beat Punk, and then he's number one contender now. Even though Jericho got in his head, Jericho's gonna face Orton on Raw, and then Punk come out to console with CM Punk at the end. Um, Obviously, Brock Lesnar's on CM Punk's mind. So there we go. Kind of fixed it, maybe. Let me know what you guys think. Have you ever done that? Have you ever thought you'd done everything right and booked it, and then things went terribly wrong? Let me know in the comments, guys. Let's. I'll see if I can get another video out this week, but I am working, and next week it's going to be difficult. But I'll try and get some pre-records done as best I can. Okay, guys. Have a great week. Stay safe, and I'll catch you later. Bye.